The Kingdom of Benin, in present-day Edo State, was one of the longest-lasting and most sophisticated states in Nigerian history, producing art that is now recognized as among the world's finest. Benin oral tradition records that the Ojisu dynasty ruled for centuries. Around the 12th century, the Bini people invited Oramian, a Yoruba prince from Ile-Ife, to rule them after finding the Ojisu rulers unsatisfactory. Oramian eventually returned to Ile-Ife, leaving his son Yuka as the first Oba of the Second Benin dynasty, the dynasty that continues to the present day. Udo and especially Oba Yue the Great, who ruled in the late 15th century, are credited with transforming Benin City from a town into a capital city with wide roads and a moat. The Oba of Benin held divine sacred authority as the living link between the living and the ancestors and gods. He was not to be seen eating or drinking in public. Administration: the Uzoma, 7 hereditary chiefs, with the right to crown the Oba and with customary powers checking royal authority. The Ies was the most powerful of the Uzoma. Palace associations: the Iwibo, Ibaiwe, and Elite managed specific royal functions. The Oba commanded a powerful military. At its height in the 16th century, Benin controlled territories extending to Lagos and into present-day Delta State. The Benin bronzes, actually made from brass, are commemorative plaques and sculptures that decorated the royal palace, recording events and the history of the kingdom. They were made by the Eigen Eronmon Guild of Brass Casters, who had hereditary rights to this craft. When the British conquered Benin in 1897, they looted approximately 3,000 to 5,000 objects and sold them to European museums. Today the Benin bronzes are in the British Museum, the Smithsonian, the Ethnologists Museum in Berlin, and museums across Europe. Nigeria and the Kingdom of Benin have demanded their return. Some institutions have begun repatriating objects. Benin had early and significant contact with Portuguese traders from the late 15th century. The Oba sent an ambassador to Lisbon in 1486. The Portuguese traded for pepper, cloth, and ivory in exchange for copper and brass used for the bronzes. Benin initially resisted the slave trade but eventually became involved. Contact with missionaries, both Portuguese and later British, from the 16th century introduced Christianity to Benin, though the traditional religion remained dominant. Benin maintained its independence longer than most Nigerian kingdoms, resisting British pressure until 1897. In January 1897, a British delegation led by Acting Consul General Phillips entered Benin despite being asked to wait until after a religious ceremony. The delegation was ambushed and most of the party killed. 2 British officials survived. Britain sent a punitive expedition of 1,200 soldiers to Benin City. The city was taken, burned, and the Oba of Anramwan was captured and exiled to Calabar where he died in 1914. The massive looting of Benin is art followed. In 1897 the last independent ruler of Benin was dethroned. The title was restored in 1914 under British colonial rule. Benin Kingdom, Ojisu dynasty then Second dynasty from 12th century, Oba as divine ruler, Uzoma nobles checking royal power, palace associations. Yue the Great 15th century, major expansion. Benin bronzes, brass commemorative art looted 1897, now in European museums, repatriation ongoing. Portuguese contact from 1486. British conquest 1897, Oba of Anramwan exiled, city burned, artworks looted. Title restored 1914 under British. This is Light Tech Academy, quality education for every Nigerian student.